As an administrator for your company's Teamwork Projects installation, you can easily customize and update a number of features at site level, which will then affect each of your projects within that installation. And viewing and updating your site settings is really easy. All we need to do is to go up here to the Options drop-down on the top right and select Settings. And in the General tab of our Settings window here, you can see that we can update our site name, we can update our site address, we can choose whether or not we want to show our site name on our login page, we can update our dashboard message, we can update our dashboard project list, so this can be the latest projects, or we can choose to show all projects. So let's say that we only want to see the latest projects, so that's projects that have been modified within the last 30 days. We can set whether or not we want real-time notifications, whether or not we want strong passwords, if we want our RSS feeds enabled, if we want to use Markdown. We can specify whether or not we want to be able to share files. If we can preview files, we can allow or disallow likes. Similarly, we can do this for tags. We can lock the editing of tags so that only administrators can edit tags. We can specify whether or not we can clean paste HTML for our notebooks, whether or not our notebooks are in new line mode. So when this is switched off, whenever we press the return key, this will create a new paragraph in our notebook rather than just creating a new line. And inversely, when this is turned on, the return key will create a new line. We can also specify whether or not project administrators can create new users. We can customize our automatic logout. We can specify whether or not users can be remembered. Here we can refer teamwork.com to any colleagues. And we can toggle on or off the Teamwork Projects branding. So that's the general settings completed. Now let's look at the logo tab here. So we can customize our site logo. We can customize our iPhone and iPad web clip icon, and we can customize our shortcut icon also. Moving on to the templates tab here, where we can update our welcome email template, we can update our task templates, we can update our default task lists. So these are task lists which are automatically created whenever you create a new project. We can add default message categories, default file categories, default notebook categories, and link categories. We can also set up default board columns. We can add default projects. So we can add these default projects for the owner company and for any other companies. We can also update the default permissions for new users on a project. And again, this can be for the owner company and for any other companies. Moving on now from the templates tab to the color theme tab. And again, we can select a specific color here for our theme. So we get a dynamic preview of that color. We can customize the hexadecimal value here or select a specific color from here. We can choose to use this background color on our login page. And if we're happy with the changes we've made, we can just save them here. Or if we don't want to save our changes, we can just move on to the next tab. So I'll just select the integrations tab here and select OK to discarding our changes. And in the integrations tab here, we have several integration options that we can choose from. So we have our other Teamwork products. So we have Teamwork Desk and Teamwork Chat. We have several storage integration options here also. So you can see Dropbox, Google Drive, Box.com, and many more. Looking at the Import tab now, and here we can import data from Basecamp, Asana, Wrike. We can import users from a CSV file, and we can also import contacts from a CSV file also. Looking at the Export tab now, and here we have an option to back up our entire database so that you can have control of your own data. Moving on to the Email tab now, so we can choose to use our site logo in our email notifications. We can change our from address format here. We can select a default user for posting via email. We can customize how we want our forwarded emails to be processed. We can also decide whether or not we want to group similar messages together. And we can view a log of all our failed emails that did not get processed. In the settings window, we can also set up our webhooks here. So we can choose to enable webhooks, and we can also find out more about how our webhooks work here. We can also update our settings for single sign-on here. We can also update our tags so we can see how many uses each tag has, and we can add new tags. And in the subscription tab here, we can easily upgrade or downgrade our account. You can see how far we are paid up until, and we can see how close we are to reaching our capacity for our particular plan. So we can decide to pay monthly or pay annually. Down at the bottom of the page here, we can see our downgrade options. And that's it. That's all you need to know to be able to navigate your way through your Teamwork installation's site settings.